Deante Kyle on the death of street rules. So this is all tying together here. Deante Kyle argues that street rules are a facade. Civilians talk about codes they never lived. The obsession with being real keeps people boxed in and afraid to be themselves.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. You see it all the time. I mean, like, people are afraid to be themselves, especially in these lower income communities or these, in the hood. The people struggle with self-identity because they feel like they have to align with something that they're really not.
Yeah.
People like Gunna, I would say, who probably is not a street dude. He's probably not a tough dude at all. He just likes clothes and making music. But he has to portray himself in a certain way because he's around it, and that's who he's surrounded by constantly. You know what I'm saying? And if you step out of that box and say, well, I want to do this, oh, it's different. Then you're ostracized. What are you, I don't want to say the word. I don't want YouTube to get on our ass, but what are you, GAY? Like, what are you, like, you a B, all this other stuff. And it's like, nah, that's just not me. But a lot of times it has to be you, at least for the meantime, to survive. So I'll play a video in a second, but big fan of Deante Kyle, by the way. Really smart dude. He a guy who's been to jail a lot of times. He used to do a lot of rob and all that type of stuff before he changed his life. So he speaks from a point of view that he understands it. But yeah, like, I'm sure you know from experience or from people like, it's hard to express yourself and be yourself in certain communities because you get told to be a certain way.
Oh, hell yeah.
You do something else, you're, like I said, GAY or weak or you're not cool, whatever else. So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, but I'll play a video for y'all, and it's a good one.
In light of everything coming out about this YSL case, I don't want to waste time talking about who snitched or who didn't. I want to celebrate the fact that we can all collectively just let these street rules go. 95% of people who've been online talking about who snitched and who didn't ain't never did nothing that will warrant them to snitch in the first place.
This is why I dislike the hip hop YouTuber, commentator, pipeline people, the academics, all that, shed light on this stuff that people don't understand. It's people with whole forums and group chats, and they tying knots together for Chicago crime, like, history. Like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. I
You talking about King Von's a serial killer. Bro, you live in the UK. You live in Britain, bro. Like, what are you talking about right now? What are you saying?
Yeah, it's entertaining.
You talking about he killed X, Y, and Z, and this is Tuckerville right here. This is where the bus stop. Like, bro.
It's entertaining, bro. They like that life, man.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's like living vicariously through people is horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I hate it so much. Adam 22, you're next. We're going to help soon.
Most people haven't never did nothing crazy in the street or really been involved in an investigation or anything like that, where they are tested with whether to snitch or whether not to snitch. Yet we care so much about it. And I think the reason being is that street culture and thug culture amongst black people has been deemed as what's cool. And we've been sitting here living flattened and rigid around these codes and these rules that ultimately nobody follows.
I want to say one thing, though. They always talking about street culture and whatever for the black community. Don't forget, they think that stuff was cool with the mob and, like all you said, all that stuff is cool it doesn't matter to the community. The cartel, you got all these different types of the Italian mob, the cartel, all that stuff is cool.
America especially loves a criminal. It's pervasive. Like, it's not just black community. Yeah. I think the black community is where the most harm is done to, like, our progress as a community. But
why do you think that is?
I just think a lot of reasons, man. It's a loaded question. A lot of reasons, bro. I mean, we're the most, in terms of, like, the media, we're the most talked about in terms of our crime. Black on black crime is like its own section. You would think, if you've never been to Chicago, you would think it's the worst place in the world. When in reality, it's only one section that's bad. The rest of it's very nice. Our music, of course, all that stuff. People that don't know black people very well, because a lot of people don't. They don't see them a lot. They assign that sort of lifestyle to what black people are as a whole. They generalize us as criminals, as aggressive, as violent, as whatever else, because of outside factors. Whereas, like, if you're talking about Italians, I don't think if you say Italian people to somebody, the first thing you think of is mobsters. Not anymore, at least. I don't think. Maybe in the fucking 60s or some shit, 40s or 50s, maybe it was different. But now I don't think you think that. I don't think when someone says Chinese, you don't think triad immediately. But it's the same thing. It's the same sort of thing. Drug trafficking, human trafficking, violence, murder, extortion, it's still there. It's all the same. But it damages us the most because a lot of black people grow up and they feel in the back of their mind that all they can be or all they can do is some street shit to get by. And that's what it is, unfortunately. For a lot of people, it is that way. But when these other communities where Hispanics or wherever else have the same sort of pitfalls, where they have limited options, and they had to turn to crime, they don't get the same coverage or the same sort of damaging narratives on them as they do for us.
Yeah.
And that's all in a way, I guess. If that makes any sense what I just said, John.
No, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
It
So
makes sense.
it holds us back to worst.
I appreciate that.
And I think it's because the streets are dead. I think we need to let go of the past and embrace the future. I don't think we can call the war on drugs an attack on us and still uphold some of the standards and cultures that were birthed out of that. I think it's time for us to perceive a new way forward. Everything that was happening in high school that was considered lame, it was actually cool as fuck. It's something I discovered when I did the Atlantic Comic-Con.
Not everything. Some stuff is still lame. Okay? Some stuff is still lame, y'all. Don't.
Yeah, I don't agree with what you
Some stuff is still lame.
Some stuff is still lame, bro. If you was a lame nigga back then, you still a lame nigga now.
Most
if you was
likely.
lame, you still lame, bro.
But it's okay to be lame among other lame people. Let's be happy. Let's be happy.
Yeah, being lame, bro.
I had never been at a Comic-Con a day in my life. But one thing I noticed is that these people that was ostracized and chastised in school for having alternative interests and things that weren't considered cool have persevered these interests throughout their life. And they don't care nothing about no snitching. They ain't thinking about none of that flattened out ass shit because they too busy being themselves and pursuing their interests. You ain't never heard of a Comic-Con convention being shot up because everybody in there having a vibe and having fun amongst their interests. I think the most important thing for us as black people right now is to imagine a world where we don't live in restrictions, where we can be free to express ourselves and express our interests any way we seem fit. We need to change what we consider cool because every nigga deserves to be cool.
What you think?
What do I think? I agree with the fact that you should definitely, just be yourself. And I kind of see what he's saying. The stuff that wasn't cool back then is starting to become cool now. And I'm not going to say necessarily that it was cool or it wasn't cool. It was more of he's reflecting now that he's like, hey, I wish I had the confidence.
It's definitely a reflection.
Yeah, it's more of a reflection. You got to look past what he's saying. It's not that the stuff now is cool now. That's not what he's saying. He's saying he wish he had the confidence or just the vigor back then to say like, hey, this ain't what I really want to do. I want to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I should have back then just said, hey, yeah, I don't want to do what y'all telling me to do. I'm gonna do this.
Because like as we know, as anybody with a brain that actually does what they want to do knows, like those real interests and real passions you have persevere naturally anyway throughout life, no matter what anybody says. Mm-hmm. When you're doing stuff just for the fashion or just for like to be cool or to be liked by other people, it doesn't last. But when you have the courage to be disliked by other people because of what you want to do, you'll grow up and you'll leave high school eventually. You'll leave college eventually. Well, college is different. College, you'll find a group for anything. But you'll leave the community you're in eventually, and you'll go somewhere, and you'll be like, wow, people don't really care, or they embrace me. And that's sort of what it is. A lot of people are stuck because it feels like, especially like in high school or like the Indian community growing up, it feels like it's just never going to end. It feels like, damn, I can't be me because I'm going to be bullied or whatever else, or people going to hate me or think I'm weird or whatever else. It's only 4 years, y'all. Only 4 years of your life. College, like I said, is different. You can find whatever you want to find. Or if you go on in your life, about your life and work, whatever else, you can always find your people, your community, your tribe. Always. No matter what you like. He spoke on Comic-Con or like anime or whatever else, but it could be anything. Mm-hmm. That's not the same as whatever the status quo is. You can always find your tribe of people. I think people got to realize that. Even when you're a grown-ass adult, people still are afraid to be themselves. Mm-hmm. It don't matter if you're 40. You can find a club for like, I don't know, acting or something that you like might want to try. And you can find people that have some interest to you and don't look at it as if it's a damn crime or something stupid to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It sounded like he wanted to be an anime dude growing up.
Yeah, like he's upset that he didn't just like embrace it.
He's like, now it's cool as fuck growing up.
Yeah, like just people be scared to be themselves, bro. And I get it.
Yeah. Nobody
wants to be alone. But like, bro, you can be alone for a little while. It's cool, man.
Yeah. You
always can find your tribe people when you look around a little bit. Especially the internet. You can find people like any fucking thing.
It's hard, bro.
If you want to find fellow neo-Nazis, you can find them anytime you want. I mean, it's easy to find them now. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
The issue we're social creatures, bro. Everybody want to be liked, especially when you're young.
Hell yeah.
Everybody want to be
Scary as hell to be disliked.
That's why it's scary to be disliked, you know. So I understand it, bro. So I'm not gonna lie, fuck it, we can keep this going, bro.
Yeah, we can say we clap then.
Yeah, tell you shit. I liked a lot of stuff that was way different than what the people that I grew up with liked. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize. So I went to school with white people, but on the outside, I also like. My environment was black, right? So I was caught in between. I know
that's the way to do it, you know.
But it was I got caught in the cliche. That shit is so real, bro.
Too black for the white people.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. That shit is so bro. A lot of the people, especially the black.
Back my head right now. You good?
Nah, bro. Hold on. Let me tell you, bro. A lot of black people, not a lot. There's a few black people that I grew up with, went to school with. They got caught up in the same problem that I did. You was either too black for the whites or too white for the blacks, bro. And what that means is that you couldn't really find like a similar interest that each side had. You know what I'm saying? You would go to one group of friends and they like X, Y, and Z or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of like that stuff, but it wasn't necessarily the same. Then you go to the black people, right? And then you kind of like had some interest there, but it still wasn't the same for real. You know what I'm saying? So you got caught up in this constant battle of trying to figure out which one you like. But you had your own separate interests. That's what I'm saying. You had your own ideas, but you couldn't really find a group of people who held the exact same interests as you did. So you split a lot of your time.
You was in the future conservative African American pipeline for a little bit. You got out of it, thankfully.
What you mean?
You was almost in that pipeline, that trash panda pipeline.
What are you talking about, bro?
That trash panda pipeline. I can't say the word. The raccoon pipeline. You was in there for a little bit. You made it out though.
Nah, I don't. I was. I'm being completely.
You went to school with some guys that end up like that.
Only a few.
Blacks for Trump type of guys.
Nah, actually we don't.
For real?
Yeah, nah, I don't know any. Okay. I don't know any.
Yeah, behind closed doors.
Nah, bro, nah.
Go look at them voting history, man. What they voting?
Most of them definitely left, bro.
That's what's up.
Like type. But yeah, bro. But I definitely did get kind of like almost dragged into that idea a little bit. It kind of like I saw them trying to pull me in more and more. So to agree with your point, but at the same time, I always still stuck away from it.
That'd be you.
Yeah, type thing. But like I was saying, going back to my original point, it was just hard finding somebody who liked all the same stuff as me. It sounded like it would be easy. Somebody who liked music, who, liked video games, but still it wasn't too hood, but it wasn't too like soft type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Most people were extremes. They either really like video games, that's all they did. They were either hood, like I'm not doing nothing. We fighting every day. We selling, doing everything. Like, yeah, I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to do all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like having fun and doing my thing. You find somebody who was music, but it was like they doing some weird shit. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro? I'm trying to make some good music. I know it's crazy to say. I'm trying to make good music. You know what I'm saying? So it was just hard to find that equal balance. At least that's in my experience. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what Deante Kyle said. But another thing is, what I'm getting at is that I never fell into the I'm gonna try and be cool with them. You know what I'm saying? It might seem like, okay,
that's a dangerous part.
But you like, bro, people will talk about you, bro. I definitely got a lot of people talking about me and stuff like that. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And because I didn't follow the same I remember that growing up, there was a lot of black people. They hanging out with the black people. They was either talking shit about other people, gossiping and shit like that. I'm talking with guys and girls, not just all the guys. I don't want to make it seem like the guys just gossiping all day. But they was talking shit and gossiping about some bullshit that didn't even matter. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to sit here and have fun and talk about like the show that was just on, the game, the video game. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta do all this yapping about other people, bro? I don't care about them niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have fun. Why we sitting there bashing somebody? You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, not with them. So then I'll go hang out with like the nerdy guys or something. Like, you call them nerdy guys. You know what I'm saying?
And them niggas just don't get no girls.
No girls. You know what I'm saying? No girls, and they too into the stuff. It's not even fun no more. Now they get like, no, but you know what I'm saying? No, but like you argue, bro. We try to chill, have a good time, chill with some bitch. You know what I'm saying? But there's too much, so it was hard to find. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, growing up for me, like I was into a lot of stuff, so I liked a lot of different things. People didn't like, certain music and stuff like that. Certain.
Don't get me started.
I played the game a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Because you like rock music sometimes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I love all genres of music except country.
Bro, people used to get on me because I like rock music. I'm like, bro,
I love skateboarding, all that type of stuff.
That's what, skateboarding, bro, all that stuff, bro.
But I like the other side too. But it's a balance. I guess I'm just like lucky. I never really cared about. I honestly care what people think. I care now, but. When I was a kid, I don't think I cared about it that much because I had a lot of friends. I think I've always been kind of funny, so people like me.
Yes, I think that was the difference. You had...
I'm so handsome, that helps.
Talk your shit, boy. Talk your shit. Yeah. But like what I was saying is that you were lucky that you had a group of friends who you found people who like the same stuff for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I didn't, but I had to do a lot of
soul searching.
Nah, like compartmentalizing, separating. Like I wasn't able to find that.
I think I did too, but it was less so. Yeah. Like growing up elementary school and everything like that, middle school.
But you stayed in the area too, right?
No, I lived in the city until like 10th grade. Okay. So I lived in the city until like 2014. Mm-hmm. So, but to be fair, Owens Mills in Newtown, a lot of people that went to that school grew up similar to me anyway, because it's not, a lot of people freshly moved to the county, stuff like that. But it was definitely a culture shock in a way, because I had never, like, when I got to, like, 11th grade was the first time I had a teacher telling me, like, you can go to college. You should probably
go to...
Yes. And I went to city, like, the school city in the city. Like, it's a good school. Like, they produce a lot of people that go to big kind of colleges, Ivy League kids. They have kids that come from other countries to go to that school. It's a public school, but it is a high-level public school. I went there, but I never had nobody really tell me, like, oh, you're really smart. You should probably go to college. You can really do this if you dedicate yourself. Not until 11th grade when I got to Newtown, they were like, you could, go to any college you want probably if you do what you need to do. Like, do it like this, you'll be good. And like, that's the first time I ever had that happen because I'd never been around that many smart black kids before. I've been around a lot of kids who were just like smart, but they were smart, but they were smart, but they obviously were influenced by bad things. So they were using their smart for bad things. Yeah, the environment was rough. So it was different because I remember like going to city or going to school, like in middle school and stuff in the city, like I was going to school every day or going to the bus every day, worried about if I'm going to get banked today or whatever else, I'm going to have to fight today, all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely different to go to school where I could just walk to and everybody lives in the area and we hang out after school and we walk to this place and that place and I got to worry about if I'm walking to the wrong place or if I'm on Alameda too long, I probably shouldn't want to be over here too long. Like it's a different thing. But I think I'm lucky in a way because I had like a good support at home that kind of let me be myself. Yeah. That's another thing people don't really understand, I think, is when you have that sort of feeling of like not want to be yourself. It's not just school or friends. It's like also when you go home, your family will still say, why are you doing that weird shit? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Yeah. I never had that, thankfully. Like it was little jokes in there, but my family generally embraced what I liked and they didn't really care. So that's lucky for me too.
Yeah, you're really blessed for that.
Yeah, because a lot of people go home. Like a lot of people, bullies are their fucking parents. Like, you know what I'm saying? They go home.
A lot of starts at home.
Yeah, like a lot of women will grow up and realize their biggest haters are mom. You know what I'm saying? Or like men too, like they go home and they're bullied at home. They can't be themselves in their own house. That's why they go to school and act up because their home life is fucked up. So yeah, but I think what he was saying was very true. But like you said, I think he was projecting a little bit. I think he just kind of wishes like that he was himself earlier on.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I think for anybody, just a message for anybody is like, no matter how old you are, just embrace the things you do, like and who you are.
It's hard, bro.
It's difficult because maybe you're like not liked anymore. But it depends. If you're like one of the people who's like,
what you want to be liked for anyway?
A good point. The hoes, I guess. They gotta like you. A little bit at least. They do gotta like you a little bit. If they don't like you, don't keep trying. It's about that depends. I mean, because some people interests are like, oh, I'm a big history buff. I love World War II. And you start talking to them more and they start talking about like the other side a lot more. Like the losers are like, oh, you read Mein Kampf how many times? Like, I don't know if I should be cool with you anymore. Like, you're kind of a different dude. Like, you ask them about the Holocaust, they're like, yeah, just the tragedy, Europe was destroyed and, a lot of people died and stuff like that. Yeah. How many people died? They don't say 6 million people, you're looking kind of crazy. Like, oh, underselling a little bit, buddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of manage yourself. If your interests are generally like, no one likes them, you're probably a weirdo. But if you can't
think so? Like, okay, what's an interest that no one would like? Like, that's just like, and don't get us clapped on YouTube.
Okay, let me not say that, because you can find, on the internet, you can find anybody that's anything.
That's what I'm saying,
You can find people who like furries and stuff like that online.
Okay.
Furries be rich, bro. You ever seen them furry conventions, the fursuits? They be up. They be like $20,000 suits. They be like rich.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Are you serious?
I put this on my soul.
So that's like a rich man's
kink?
kink?
Look this up.
That's a rich man's kink?
For sure.
Wake up, see some I'm feeling great today. Wake up, see some the light.